Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing the top 10 Extreme Demon tier list. And I have a very advanced tier list here. It goes S at the top, A, B, and C, and then F fits at the bottom. These are the lowest scum of the earth and these are the best levels ever. Obviously, I'm only going to be reviewing 10 levels. Normally, these tier lists have more than 5 slots, but I figured since we're not doing that many things, we should keep the slots down. Some slots may not even be used, and some slots may be used a lot. We will see, and I'm going to try to do the thing where in each tier, the further to the left it is, the better it is. So you have like an exact ranking of how I think these levels should be. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start with the number 10 and go up from there all the way towards Acheron, which is top one right now. But without further ado, let's get started. And we are starting off with a bang. We are starting off with Limbo, which to me is an easy S tier. Easy. I mean, probably going to be my favorite level this whole in the entire top 10, which is kind of anticlimactic that we're starting with my favorite level in the top 10. Oh, but Limbo just has so much going for it. When I first saw a preview of Limbo, it was just magnificent. I mean, it was just astounding how good the level was. I mean, the gameplay, the decoration, just the amount of creativity packed into one level. And despite having so many creators, the level is surprisingly coherent. It stays to a similar theme throughout the entire level, which is just it's amazing to me. The whole level is just so fun to watch. It fits the song really well, and I don't even like the song that much. The level made me like the song. So for many reasons, this level is like top tier, top 10 level. I mean, without a doubt, one of my favorite levels in Geometry Dash is Limbo, and honestly, I want to do a whole video on the level, like a whole long rant for anybody who wants to listen. I want to go through like every second of this level and just talk about every single part. There's so many parts that I like to. It's not just one part. There's so many. There's like that one part with the big rotating circle, and then there's that one part like Jazer's part where it's like everything's flashing in and out, and then there's that one part where it looks like all the machines are in the background. Limbo is just perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Um, but moving on from that, we're moving on to MINUSdry, which is actually quite new to me, and I actually had to watch a video on what MINUSdry was, and nothing really stuck out to me. I hate to say. Normally with like Sari Never Clear, that level, like it kind of reminds me of that kind of level, and Hard Machine. I think it was an old Impossible level. I don't know much about it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but MINUSdry just didn't really shock me that much. It wasn't my favorite level, honestly. It doesn't look bad, but it just nothing stands out to me in the level, and it doesn't excite me at all. So I'm gonna decide on putting this in C or F as a top 10 out of all these levels in comparison. It might be an F tier for me. Um, because I don't know what people tend to think about this level because I don't know much about it at all, but it just didn't excite me. Even like Hard Machine and Sari Never Clear, I love those levels. They excite me. They're enjoyable to watch. And keep in mind, guys, on this tier list, I am not talking about gameplay. I am not. Everybody knows I ain't good enough to play these levels seriously, and there's no way I'm able to tell if I like the gameplay or not. Obviously, like I can tell when a level is not going to be fun or something, but like, it's a top 10 level. I'm not going to be like actually playing this. But MINUSdry, it doesn't excite me very much, and that's why for now I'm going to put it in F tier. So right now we've got a pretty polarizing tier list here, and but we move on to Firework. Firework's really good. If you've seen my video on the most intimidating, or the intimidation of Firework, or whatever it's called, I really like this level. I think it has a certain charm to it, and I thought it would have been a really, really good top one when it first came out. And I just enjoy watching. I enjoy the music sync, and I think the level works with the song really well. Like a song that's supposed to be that normally in like a 9 circles level. It's very interesting to see it in a different context, and it's super fun to watch. So I'm gonna put Firework as a solid A tier right now. Uh, I just love the level. It's fun for me to watch. It's entertaining. I like the theme it has going for it, and it's not like S tier. It's not like an S tier. It doesn't like blow me away, but like Firework's good. I like Firework. I'm a big sucker for music sync levels, and Fireworks certainly does that. And there's a lot of cool parts, like in my intimidation video, I described the spiders, if you ever seen the video. And I really like the spammy wave and stuff. I think it looks really cool, and the ship part looks pretty cool, and it looks really difficult. So I really like it as a top 10 level. Honestly, very shocking. I thought when it came out it was going to be for sure top 1 for a long time, but very shocking right now that I think it's number 8 right now. That's crazy. Anyways, moving on from that, we have Sakupen Circles, and a lot of people don't like Sakupen Circles because honestly, a lot of people don't think it has a reason to exist because it's just a nerfed impossible level. I do think it has a certain charm to it, and I really do love the redecoration. I think the redecoration does look awesome. It looks cool, the remastered Sakupen Circles, but it doesn't impress me too much. And I do like how intimidating that first wave looks, and how well it syncs with the song, and just how ridiculous it looks. And it was an alright top one. It didn't really jive with me. It just felt a little bit. It was like it had almost like an intimidating thing going for it, but it just didn't really hit with me, and like it did with some later levels in this list. So I'm gonna put Sakupen Circles at a C tier. It's not the worst, not at all. Not the worst, definitely not the best on this list, and it's got a lot of things going for it, like just how ridiculous. Like I do love the weird gameplay in this level because it was just an old impossible level. I love the 66%. That part's really cool. Like the weird, really weird click pattern that just doesn't look like it should be humanly possible. And I love going and looking at like one of those X-ray vision levels where you can see the hitboxes and just how ridiculous that part is. So, it's like a high C tier and almost a B tier, but I'm gonna keep it at C for now. I'll probably keep it at like a high C if there's another C tier later on. Um, because C tier, I mean that sounds good, but that's second from the bottom right now. That's like that's almost to the bottom. Anyways, I do think it has more character and charm than MINUSdry. Moving on, we need to move on so I don't bore y'all to death. Moving on to Abyss of Darkness. This is going to be very controversial because I love Abyss of Darkness. I don't know if I've ever expressed on the channel how much I like Abyss of Darkness, but I was so excited when this was top 1. I really liked it. I thought that the song was like this weird, this crazy dubstep song, and for some reason I thought the slow gameplay in Abyss of Darkness went with it. That being said, it does lack a bit of like a coherent theme. Like a lot of the parts of the level, like the ending, it looks totally different than the rest of the level, and that's one thing I dislike about it, and that's what brings it down. But I love like the drop and everything, and how the whole level stays kind of slow. So it just looks so much different than a lot of these top one. Like Sakupen Circles is fast, Firework is fast, Limbo's usually got fast parts. Slaughterhouse is fast. Acheron is fast, but like Abyss of Darkness, it's slow. It's grinding. And for some reason, it has a special place in my heart for some reason, and like it just really struck a chord with me, and I really like it. And so I'm gonna put Abyss of Darkness at a B tier, probably high B tier, because I just don't feel like it's reaching the level of like Firework and how clean Firework is. And but Abyss of Darkness is messy, but I like it for some reason. It has some kind of personality to it that I like. Moving on to Kyouki, this level was as expected. I'm just gonna put it in S tier right now. Kyouki is it's fairly new to me, but I heard it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was all done by one person, like the decoration and the verification, which is in the gameplay. I could be wrong, but that's insane in and of itself. The song's cool. The level's just it is the definition of clean, right? It is just the definition of just just fresh. It's clean. It's steezing. The whole level is just like the music sync's awesome. The song is super cool and the theme is super. The colors are amazing, and it would be the top of this list if it wasn't for Limbo. I just Limbo is still my favorite, but Kyouki is definitely an S tier for me. The level just has like a really good style, and it's just the colors are really good. There's not much else I can say. I might make another video detailing why I love Kyouki so much, or Kyouki. How do you pronounce this, guys? In the comments, just tell me. Moving on though, Slaughterhouse. I've given a little bit of my thoughts on Slaughterhouse. I think in my Acheron has style video. Slaughterhouse I thought was a really really good top one. I loved it. It was great. I actually really liked the slow cube at the beginning because it just feels like a top one. Okay, um, there's a lot of hell levels out there. I know it. There's a lot of hell top ones, but Slaughterhouse was different. It was just like it was scary for like a top one. You know what I'm saying? Like it very very intense. I loved it, and the wave just looks impossible. Everything just looks impossible in the level. And I think that just looks really cool as the top one. Like if you're just getting into Geometry Dash and just discovered the list, and you saw Slaughterhouse as top one, then you went to look at the level, it would look like a top one. You'd be like, wow, how are people doing this? You show people Slaughterhouse, and they're like, that looks impossible. No wonder it's top one. But you show people other top ones, and it's like, okay, what's hard about this? I just can't tell what's going on. There's just something about Slaughterhouse that's, and a lot of people praise it for its intimidation and intensity, and I think that's really cool. Uh, and it's also pretty clean and coherent and consistent, in my opinion, in its decoration, about the same amount as Firework. So I'm going to put it right next to Firework. I do like Firework a little bit better because of I just prefer Firework in my opinion, even though it's a little less consistent in my opinion because it's longer and it's got a lot more creators. But I just like the music sync of Firework. But Slaughterhouse is right there with it in my opinion. Silent Clubstep. Now, I wasn't around in the Geometry Dash community like when this level was really like, really cool looking, and it was like the impossible level of the day. And I wasn't that early in the community, and I don't really have like a nostalgic feel with Silent Club. So like I watched the YouTube videos, but my nostalgic feel was looking at like Bloodlust and stuff, and it looking impossible and over decorated and stuff. But keep in mind that Silent Clubstep just doesn't really bring back any nostalgia, but it was still cool when it was verified and put out there, and everybody thought it was gonna be like the new top one, and it kind of wasn't. It was placed lower than a lot of people thought it was going to be. But recently, it just got bumped up above Slaughterhouse, which is huge. But Silent Clubstep, it's cool. But I'm gonna, it doesn't really excite me as much as these other top tens, and I think that it would go well for me right next to Sakupen Circles. I think I do like it a little better than Sakupen Circles, just because. Oh, that's so hard. You know what? I'm just gonna put it right next. Just pretend these are like dead even right here. I'm bad at decisions. Um, yeah, Silent Clubstep. I mean, I think it's cool that a lot of the difficulty is like right at the beginning, and it's like some of the hardest gameplay ever, right at the beginning of the level. But and it looks impossible. It doesn't look like it should be possible, and somehow it is. But it's just weird for me, and it never like was a super cool top 10 for me. So I'm putting it in a C tier, right next to Sakupen Circles. Um, but now we move on to Avernus, and I don't know all that's going on with Avernus, why people hate it so bad. I don't know much about the drama and what's going on with Avernus. I think it looks fine. It's just the definition of unexciting for me. It just like the level looks pretty. I'm gonna look up a video right now of Avernus because I just need to look at it again. Yeah, I think the level looks fine. It really does to me. I think it goes to the song really well. And it's kind of cool. And some parts look a little messy. Like this ending, it looks kind of gross. It's just alright, you know? Like the beginning, some parts look really good and it goes with the song really well. It's like very fiery and but like it's just alright, and the ending's kind of meh, and that's just how I feel about it. I don't know much about Avernus because it's kind of new to the list. It's top 2, but I'm not that excited about it. You know, a lot of times the top 2, like when Kyouki came as a top 2, it was just like really it was really interesting and cool. But like Avernus is just not that cool to me. I don't know. I'm gonna put this also in C tier above Silent Clubstep, and right next to Sakupen Circles, simply because it's like the definition of mid, like towards the end. It's just like kind of mid, and it's just not very exciting as a top 2. Like I should be more excited about a top 2, right? I don't know what it is about the level. But that brings us to the top 1 level, Acheron. I've already talked about how you can watch my video on Acheron. Acheron has style. It's pretty. I like Acheron. I told as I said in the video. I think the level gets a little jiggy with it. You know, it's an interesting top 1 to me because the whole level is just kind of groovy. And I think it does do a different kind of intimidation than something like Slaughterhouse, but it looks hard. It looks cool. So I'm putting Acheron at a. Do I want to put it B tier, or do I want to put it A tier up with Slaughterhouse? Ah, man. I don't know. That's so hard. The list would look more my tier list would look more varied if I put it in A tier. It's gonna be like a bottom A tier though. I'm gonna even scoot it a little bit this way. It's still, I don't like it quite as much as Slaughterhouse as a top 1, but overall I like Acheron a lot. I think I can get down with Acheron, but this is the list, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I came up with. I honestly didn't know where the list was going to end up, so it's kind of cool that it looks extremely balanced, and maybe that's just the OCD in me, except for S tier and F tier have a different amount. I was happy that I didn't just put 2 in each one. That's what I thought was going to end up happening. But yeah, this is what the list. I want to hear what you think in the comments below, because and what do you think about these tier list videos? I enjoyed making it. It was super fun. I just got to talk, and it was definitely more relaxing than making a How Hard Is video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the subscribe button and the like button. Make sure you do that, because it helps with the YouTube algorithm and helps me grow as a channel, and I like doing these commentary videos because they're relaxing for me, and that's what I enjoy doing, and it helps me feel a little more personal with the viewer. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Anyways, that's about all I have time for. I've got to go somewhere, so I'm gonna cut the recording here. See you.